All right, y'all. So, as we know, Draven's pretty evil. It's like unbeatable. So we're gonna beat it. And I've spent a lot of time on this. I'm sorry I haven't really been posting much. It's been like hard because every time I sit down to play the game, I have to practice against Draven. I just get mogged. Until now, we finally cracked the code. So we're gonna get into it. This deck profile is gonna be very different from the other ones that you've seen me do. So, we're gonna kick it off. Obviously we're playing Viktor. For those of you who don't know, Herald of the Arcane here. Tap, pay 1 mana, make a recruit. Pretty simple. It's just Viktor. We all know Viktor. For the leader though, oh no, that's not the leader. That's the leader. For the champion unit, we're on blue Viktor this time. So this is gonna look a little weird, but basically last format, the numbers were so close to working with blue Viktor. They were just a little bit off. The problem is that you just didn't have enough interaction to make this worth ever playing. Now, we have like 8 more spells that we can play comfortably that feel really good with blue Viktor. For the battlefields, I'm on Hall of Legends. I know you can't read it because of my Demon Slayer sleeves. However, this one says, when you conquer here, you may pay 1 to ready your legend. So, we're gonna tap Viktor. We're gonna conquer, we're gonna ready Viktor, we're gonna tap Viktor, and we're gonna have a bunch of tokens. Seems pretty simple. Next battlefield, Ravenbloom Conservatory. When you defend here, you may reveal the top card of your main deck. If it's a spell, you can add it to your hand. Shocker, I know. It might be a little different than all the other Viktor lists. We are playing some units. We're not playing very many though. So this card, very, very good. Next, oh, that's the same one. Next, we have the Dreaming Tree. This one's uncuttable. This card is literally just like way better for this deck than it is for anything else, at least in my opinion for right now. I think Irelia takes advantage of it a lot. So that is one thing that is kind of a struggle bus, is just like every single time that you're up against an Irelia and you give them the Dreaming Tree, you're just kind of cooked. Because like they're gonna dump a bunch of units in and then they're gonna move all around the board, and after they conquer they get to target it with another spell and then draw another card. It's just really annoying. But for every other matchup, I think Dreaming Tree is the way to go. So going on to the runes, which guys, I finally did it. Looky here, we have 5 blue, all fancy, and we have 7 yellow. Also,
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you very much. I tried so hard. It was a long lifetime feat. We finally got there. The Undertale music playing makes me feel like we are in like the end zone. I don't know what I'm even talking about. So we're gonna get into the deck profile. To kick it off, we have 6 total units. There is literally 6 units in the deck. The first 3 are gonna be 3 Vanguard Captains.
Hey, that card's good.
This card is very good, yep. Everybody said this card was mid in set 1. I don't know why we were all playing the 2 power, when you play me, create a 1 recruit. It doesn't even make sense. Let's just spend the money on seals. Okay, now they're pretty cheap. So, just buy the seals, guys. Buy them now. Next, this is the card from set 2 that makes this deck, like, in my opinion, viable. So what this says is, I enter ready if you have 2 or more units in your base. It's a 3/4 with 1 recycle. It's also a tank, which does come up. Because like, it's a tank. We all understand why this comes up. So what we're gonna do, we have Viktor. We're gonna tap Viktor. We're gonna make a recruit. We're gonna pass. We're gonna tap Viktor. We're gonna make a recruit. We're gonna play this. We now have 2 recruits in base. 1 is ready, 1 is brand new. We're gonna move this up somewhere, and then we're gonna move the token in somewhere. We've scored 2 points on turn 2.
So have you ever had any issues with not seeing a yellow rune, or about going first and siding out?
Okay, so there's some times where you just don't see the yellow rune, but it's not like it's the end of the world, because there's no other deck that can really pace like this one can. So it just feels like this is better later on anyways. Like a lot of times when you draw this off the top of your deck in the middle of a game, it's like the best card you could possibly draw. So it really doesn't feel that bad, especially if you're saving it. But I think it's best played as your as your first card of the entire game. I think you token, and then always play this card. It's absolutely broken. Okay, so this is how we're gonna be, oh, I put these on the wrong side. So this is how we beat Draven. We have Forged the Future. A lot of you don't know what this card does. I didn't really want to reveal this tech, but I'm not going to Vegas. So, here's the tech. This card says, when you play me, summon a recruit. Hey, we make a lot of those. That's pretty good. However, it has no recycle. It is just a 2-drop gear, but it also has kill this, recycle 4 cards from trashes. So you're like, oh, this card sucks. But against Miracle Draven, this is the only way you're gonna win the game. Like literally the only way, because that deck is impossible to beat. So if we can get rid of the stuff that matters early on, and we can recycle it so that they can't fizz it back, so that they can't shovel it back, so that there just is less materials for them to just dump Rosses as fast as possible, this card feels fantastic. So my first really spicy tech that I was really hesitant to leak to you guys, here it is. Second spicy tech that was, well, I guess this was actually my first spicy tech that I didn't want to leak, but it's back. We're only playing 2 this time because we're playing 2 blue. So a lot of times you're going to see this and you're going to see Vanguard Captive. Yes, you're recycling 2, but you're also starting the game with 3 units on board, and your opponent is starting the game with 0 or 1, but likely 0. So this card feels really good. Even if you're dumping all your resources in, it gets you plenty of resources back. It's just a great value engine. We love seals.
So how often do you really use blue power?
Anytime I hide a card, anytime we like play the game, this card is great, dude. It just last set, it was so yellow focused that you didn't really want to see this. Really the only blue cards we needed was Fox and Smokescreen last set. This set, it's a little less heavy on the blue, but also at the same time our champion unit is blue, so it just kind of, it tends to come up more. Next, we're going on to spells. There's a lot. There should be 27, I believe, or 26. We're on 3 stoops. I've always played this card. It's an Upstart Goblin. I don't see a reason not to play this card. I think it's very good. I think Reaction makes it insane. I think Dreaming Tree makes this card insane. It's just another spell. Like I said, numbers had to be up in order to work with Blue Victor. Now, speaking of, we didn't play this card in set 1. In set 2, it feels very strong, because you can return Jinjiao, or you can return Vanguard Captain, or you can protect Blue Victor, or you just hit a token out of Dreaming Tree, draw a card, channel a rune, and make another token with your Blue Victor in the backline. This card is insane. And I finally did it. I got my 3 foils. Clap for me. Thank you very much, guys.
All 3?
All 3. I've literally only ever seen 3 in my entire life. I paid a lot of money to get them, and so they're here. We got the retreats. Giveaway might be 4 retreats. It won't be because I'm too emotionally attached to them. However, I just felt like saying that. We're on 3 Hidden Blades.
Yeah, that's a good card.
This card is very good, yeah. So we're targeting our own tokens most of the time. This is just a draw 2. It costs 1 blue seal to play this. It's pretty good. We love blue seals. We love yellow seals. We love hidden cards because you can just play them. They feel entirely free, especially late in the game when you're like, oh, I top decked a Hidden Blade. And now you're setting a card. We also play other hidden cards too. So it's like people are always afraid of the Hidden Blade, so they're not going to move in with their bigger stuff. So it just tends to balance out. Now, this one is one that you guys are really going to question me on. I was a big fan of 3 of this card. I am now on 2 of it, and you'll see one in a second, but I'm only playing 2 Cole. The other one is in the sideboard, and we'll get there at some point. But I just don't think this card is super optimal. I think it's very good. I just think that a lot of times right now people have like outsmarted this card. They're leaving like something smaller in the back line, and so it just makes this card extremely less efficient. And yes, obviously, like even if they leave a 2 in the back line and you have a 1, it's still a good trade, because like 1 for 2 is fine, but then again you're recycling, so it just tends to not be worth it a lot of the time. So for the next card that I really hate that we have to mainboard this, we have to promote awful deck building just because of this set. We're on 2 salvage. Nobody likes this card. Why are you running this card? This card sucks, but you have to play it because it's my only gear removal. And it does say draw 1, and it makes yellow Victor blue Victor a little bit better. And so set 1, I was sideboarding this card and I was siding a blue Victor because when this card went in, the numbers just became like, I would say correct, in order for blue Victor to just pop off more. So whenever you played against an Aurora or something else, you had an extra spell to play. And so salvage made blue Victor better. So we always just sided in the blue Victor. Now we get to main this card, This card sucks, but we're maining it. So that means blue Victor, with all the other spells we got, which you're about to see the next one. No, you're not. It's actually 2 cards down. But there is a new spell from set 2 that we really like that makes Blue Victor truly playable. But Salvage, honestly, the reason this card beats Draven is just because the shovel, dude. You think shovel's not a big deal? The shovel is a big deal. The shovel, what's it called? Last Rites? Last Rites? Okay. Yeah, that card is so broken. I don't even know how to begin to explain it. They're literally drawing their entire deck, and then you're like really close to like winning, and then they're just like, oh, let me recycle 2, and then summon a guy. Let me recycle 2, and then summon a guy. Let me flip my entire graveyard over without looking at it, not putting it in any specific order, and then just like restart the game. Okay, nice deck, bro. We're on 2 Smokescreen. I was a big fan of this card in set 1 too. We just have more options now. I don't think this is super good. However, there is a 3rd in the sideboard, which I do think is one of the most cuttable cards in the deck. But for right now, I'm on 2 Smokescreen in the main. This is the card, bro. This is the card. For those of you who have not played against this card, it is so unbelievably toxic. It says, when you play a unit this turn, buff it. This counts as playing a unit. Vanguard Captain summoning tokens counts as playing a unit. Jinjiao becoming a 5 makes it almost impossible to kill right away. On your opponent's turn, you can play this when they move in with something, and you can dump a bunch of other spells, and then every single trigger you get off of Blue Victor is going to be a buffed recruit. So you're also drawing a card, and you're getting a buff recruit for each spell that you play. I think this card is very, very good. It costs no recycle 2. It almost is, I would call this a potential 3 of. I wouldn't play it at 3, but I think this card is very good. This is the best card in set 2. The best card in set 2. Wages of Pain.
Ooh.
So I said this in my members only video. Yeah, I think this card is very good. I don't even know how to begin to explain why this is good. It just feels like in practice, there's no better card than this card. So I would rather see this. I would literally choose to open 3 copies of this and a Vanguard Captain if I got to pick my hand.
Isn't this card just Hextech Gray?
Yes, but it costs no recycle. And it creates a gold, which like just for some reason fills out the curve 100% roll. And then also the fact that it's hidden means that with your seals, this card is just literally free. Like it's quite literally free. And then you get a gold on top. Dude, I can't even begin to explain how good this card is. Just like in practice, you just gotta trust the process. I know it looks like a worse Void Seeker. It's not. This card is better than Void Seeker. At least in this deck. I don't know if it's better than Void Seeker and Kaisa. Because Kaisa is, you know, deal 4 for free and draw a card. However, I think in Viktor, this is exactly what we were missing, was just something to deal damage. Consult the Past. This is my pet card. I will never cut it. Maybe I will later. But it's a free draw 2. It has hidden. It's a reaction 2 if you want to play it from your hand. Just cost 4. Very good card. Next, I'm on 2 Singularity. Yeah, I feel like you have to main this right now. It's just kind of like the way it goes. Every single deck kind of loses to this card. Then the problem is, I would say, is that with Draven, when you play this against a Draven, you're actually losing the game. And that sounds weird, but when you're putting yourself 2 runes behind, you're putting yourself in a terrible position because they're going to get all their stuff back, and you're just going to be staring at the rest of their units, or they're going to drop like battering ram, and then a Rasa, then a shovel, then a Vi. Let me just flip my whole graveyard. Oh yeah, totally fun. But for some reason, this card in practice against Draven, terrible. It has to come out for Fox. Okay, now, this is a big talking point, you guys. I was a one-up hater. I really was. I hated one-ups. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! And the only cards you play at 1 are cards you never want to see. However, I may have shifted that just a little bit. And I'll kind of go over why, but it doesn't really make sense why. They just feel good. In a 40-card deck, seeing one-ups, not the end of the world. It's like the one-up Call by the Grave. It's like the one-up Tactics. They just feel pretty good. I'm on 1 stratagem. I only play this card because if you don't play this card, you're going to get caught lacking.
Oh.
It's very good. It was a lot better in set 1 when we had less options. But now that there's so many counter spells, this card feels rough, dude. However, if you don't have it, you will be throwing. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like the threat has to be there. For the next one of, man am I gonna eat my words here. I need as much hate comments as I can get for this one. I am on 1-time warp. Yup.
Wow.
I said Time Warp is a waste of time in set 1. Now look, here we are. I said nobody should be playing 1 Time Warp. If anything, you should play 2 Time Warps. I'm playing 1 Time Warp.
But what about Hard Bargain?
Yeah, that's why we're only playing 1. That card is so good. It's so underrated. It's such a good sideboard card. This card, very good against it. Or I'm sorry, not very good against it. But you can typically bet it out with other stuff before you go for a Time Warp. However, I will say against Ezreal, for those of you who don't know, it's a blue-purple deck. It has reaction. If you've chosen enemy units twice this turn, tap it and draw a card. So it's just a dig through your deck, turbo control deck. And a lot of the lists that I'm seeing online are terrible. We're gonna post one. Don't worry, guys. It's gonna have like entirely spells. I think there's 5 total units in that deck. It's like 3 Fizz and 2 purple S. I'm pretty sure that's all we're playing right now. But against decks like that, where it's just like a super grindy game, you have to cheat a point. Because against really good players playing a control deck, they're expecting you to just stay along a linear path, and they're only gonna let you play when they want you to play. So what you need to do is just cheat a point, one singular point anywhere, and that's how you're beating decks like Ezreal or Kai'Sa in set 2. So that's it for the main board. For right now, I think it's perfect. I think I've put a lot of hours in. I think it's been a lot of tears, a lot of blood, sweat, and just mostly tears. It's been a fucking travesty trying to play against Draven, dude. Let me tell you, that deck is like literal brain rot. Let me flip my graveyard over, and then it's just like, let's do it all again. Rasa, 3 battering rams. Boom, turbo, like I'm just a combo deck. I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And Riftbound. That's how it feels every single time. But I think I did it. I think that Forge the Future, the Recycle 4 card, is really the way to go. I think that taking away their early advantage is definitely like the best possible way to handle the situations that they put you in. But then again, it's just kind of chopped. Like there's gonna be games where you just lose because they open better than you and they're just drawing better than you. And they're drawing so many cards. But yeah, so for the sideboard, I'm on 2 Bellows. This should be a 3 of. I feel like I don't have the space. This card is fantastic. It's like genuinely probably one of the best cards in the entire set. I just really struggle to like fit 3 in, and then it's 2 blue recycle. I don't know. I think 2 is a good spot for it. And then the 3rd salvage, the 3rd coal, and the 3rd smoke screen.
And there they are.
Yep. So I typically like to keep these cards at 3 just because they're good tools. But it's also really tricky because, like I said, I really wish I could just not play this and put these 2 back in. But it's just kind of in a meta where you absolutely have to play the salvage or you just lose the game.
Is that a familiar face on the side?
It might be. It might be. This is my boy. My fox. This card's good. It just feels like it has to go in over Singularity because it's leaving you with board presence while also taking out the board. So it just starts to like, I don't know, it's a board wipe with a 7 body. It feels very good. I just think this needs to be put in against like decks where Singularity isn't optimal. Even though Singularity feels optimal against a lot of decks, there's a lot of decks with too much deflect. There's a lot of decks that just like, yeah, I feel like Fox is just the way to go. For the next card, this is another one of. This always goes in for Time Warp. I want to emphasize this always goes in for Time Warp and nothing else. If you want to cut Time Warp and play this card, it's totally understandable. It feels way better than I thought it did. In practice though, 1 Dr. Mundo. This card, fucking just great. I love this card very much. I don't know why. It just feels like it's necessary against a lot of decks where they're just trying to like it's very good against Draven, even though they will fight or flight it or rebuke it if it's in their sideboard. But also, if they see that you're playing Viktor, they're more than likely not going to put in rebuke. I think that's important to state, is that like game 2, I think Mundo goes in, and then game 3, I think Time Warp comes back in. But yeah, so that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, let me know. I try to get back to comments. It's been kind of a struggle. There's just been a lot. I've kind of been unmotivated to continue with the Riftbound journey with all the Draven shit going around. It just feels like really, really gross. But yeah, we're here. We're back. This is the last, like, pre-Spiritforged video, I guess. We actually might do Draven as well, just so you guys can kind of get a grasp on what that looks like. But yeah, we love y'all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.